The first note, thank you for choosing Asha the Hope. So, this is going to be a road less travel for both of us. Road which is less traveled and also road less travel. There is no path we need to create. So, that is all about art therapy. Of course, it is going to be an edutaining journey. You will be learning as well as it's a lot of fun throughout the journey. Before I get into the core aspects of art therapy, this 1 hour is very important for us to connect together. So, a lot of times it does happen that I structure design a particular course and it reach out to them and I get lot of testimonials which speaks about their life transformation, which speaks about transformation in their profession, the shifts and all that. So whatever your takeaway is, I wish all your takeaway is met, your wish is met, your expectation is reached. And this 1 hour we will be just understanding each other. You will be let to know what this course is about, how it is designed, and the curator itself in front of you. You can ask me questions at the end. And I'll be introducing the team as well so that then we can navigate in a most harmonious way. So, wishing you all the best for all your future endeavors, including art therapy course that you have chosen. So, welcome to Roadless Travel. So, what is art? Let us start from that and then let us try to define today what exactly is art therapy. And I'll be giving you few professional inputs today because being art therapy professional, it's not easy to establish and it doesn't happen at a very magical level. We need to really put in our efforts in the most wise manner. We need to really hustle wisely. What exactly is art? In a Western way, if I have to define art, art has so many forms that we will be understanding it in detail from the next session. But when I bring Vedanta, because all of my sessions will be having bit of Vedanta aspects, is that okay for you? I'll be bringing few stories and I'll be bringing itihasa, few samhitas to help you understand the root of what exactly you are learning. So there is a concept, Vakyartha, Vigyartha and Bhavartha. Okay, a person can learn in three different ways, whether it is understanding another person or understanding what you are studying. It can be any layers of your studies. So there are three aspects. One is Vakyartha, one is Vigyartha, the other one is Bhava. Vakyartha is the literary understanding. So if I am telling you as a person, I love you, you just get it. Okay, she is in love with me. That is Vakyartha. Vigyartha is dissecting it. Is she really in love with me? Okay, bringing your analytical thinking. Okay, Bhavartha is emotional reasoning. He might be in love, but I don't see all those gestures. There is no emotional involvement. Okay, so there are three dimensions for every thought. There is a literary dimension, there is a scientific dimension, which is factual dimension, and there is emotional dimension. So art is a bridge that connects Vakya to Vigya, Vigya to Bhava. Okay? That is what we call it as harmony between mind and body. Say that there is a 5-year-old who draws a beautiful picture. Okay? So the Vakyartha is, hey, this is a beautiful picture. Lovely butterflies. It is Vakyartha. What is Vigyartha? I see this, there are broken lines. The anatomy of line is not healthy. Oh, she has colored so much dark. I see a lot of pressure on the paper. Why is she using the paper in a way, in a portrait way or in a landscape way? That is Vikyartha. Okay, Bhavartha is why this child is so emotionally deprived. I see so much of colors, dark colors. I see black. I see child has erased a lot of things. That is power. So understanding a person at a factual level, okay, at an emotional level is called as art. Okay. So art is not just sprinkling some paint and all that. It is a process. So that's the difference between Art therapy and being an artist. Being an artist, you choose your colors, you choose your patterns, you choose your picture, and you get on to the process, right? So here, as an artist, I look for the product and I involve in bringing the perfection. Here, I don't get into perfection. It's all about expression. So it's a freedom of expression. Art is a freedom of expression. So this is a mere definition of what art is. So what is therapy then? Therapy is making someone feel good, important, and understood. Can we understand somebody? No. So, in my 20 years of experience, I'll tell you, be it any kind of profession that you come from, being a clinical psychologist to that of whatever, you can't understand a person. You can only make them feel understood. There's a lot of difference. Yeah, there is no digital output here that what is Asha thinking? Oh, will you know? I can just put a mask and I'll tell you, I'm so happy. I see clients coming that way. They tell me I'm very, no, I'm not that sad, but I see lot of emotional collapse inside. And there are people with so much of emotional discomfort put on a smile and come. There are people with lesser emotional comfort, but they might say that I'm really, really collapsed inside. So it's not about words. Vak, artha. There are two different aspects. Okay, vak is just speaking. Artha, when you add essence to it. So when somebody is coming and telling you, I am so depressed, doesn't mean that they are into depression, right? It's just a walk. Okay, but when I add essence, I show the symptoms and warning signs of being depressed, then that becomes Vakartha. Okay, so art therapy give us Vak and Artha together. Vak is the art and Artha, essence, is therapy. When you bring Vak and Artha together, that becomes art therapy. Using art as a medium, you are making someone feel good, important, and understood. Why these people are client to you? Because nobody would have tried to make them feel good. Nobody would have made them feel that importance. Nobody would have given. And nobody would have made them feel great about their life. Okay? That is why they are clients. So, this is a process where you use art in making them feel good, important, and understood. Let us define art layer by layer. There are three layers to art, is what Vedanta talks about. Drishya, Drashta, and Drishti. Okay, what are these three layers? Drishya is a picture schema. We all have mental schemas, right? What is your thinking language? What is your emotional language? Two different languages or same languages that I'm emotionally born. See, when you ask me, I'll tell you my thinking language is always English. My emotional language is Kannada, my mother. I can emote in my mother tongue, but I can think in English. So, likewise, there is a mental schema. Whenever I think of Swati Karala, there is a beautiful picture that I get. So, this beautiful picture is being formed over the period of time. My experience with her, my engagement with her, the result of the engagement, the consequence of our attachment. There is a schema formation that happens. Okay, that is drishya. Drashta is the one who visualizes this picture. Drishti is what is the focus of this picture. So, whenever you hold an art therapy sample, drashta, drushti, and drishya, all three are important. Drishya is the sample that you are holding. You are actually holding the mental schema of a person. Okay, you are drashta, who is seeing that. Drishti, where should be your focus? That is all we are going to learn in the whole journey. Okay, what should be your focus? Is that finding negatives in the picture? Definitely no. Is that because you are going to help her? No, we are not going to help anybody here. Help is a wrong word that we use in the whole process. We are only going to support them, not help them. We are not going to live their life. We are not going to give them gyans. We are not going to advise or instruct, whatever. Okay, we are not going to touch upon that reasoning part of their life. Okay, what am I doing here as a drashta holding drishya? It is only drishti. Where is my focus? What are those strength and hidden potential can I see in this picture so that I can motivate and inspire this person and pull her out of this cage and make her efficient and self-sufficient to fight her own battle, her or him. Okay, so this is the actual meaning of art therapy. It is the actual definition of art therapy. So we all have our mental picture. Just give you an example. So say that there is a person A, and I will inquire this person A on Monday. What is your favorite color? And the person told me it's yellow. Okay. On Friday, the same person, if I ask, the person may come with different answer. The person may tell you green because the previous day he met with an accident and it was so impacting that it was a yellow bus. Each color has a personality, each color has its own nature that is going to influence your thought process with your personal experiences associated, right? So, art therapy is fluid. That is the first definition. Art therapy is so fluid, it just flows. Okay? Art therapy is a vibration. This vibration is all your energy motion, your emotional motion. Okay? What is emotion? Emotion is an electronic motion in your body. It can neither be created nor destroyed, it can only be transmitted. So, how do you transmit it? Through your emotion. The way you show up your anger, the way you suppress your anger, okay, how do you suppress your emotions? How do you express your emotions is all how you vibrate. Okay, if you are suppressing, then the vibration is very little. It calculates the width of your aura. Okay, so when you express in the most calmer way, then your vibration is very high. Okay, it does have frequency also. So that is why we say it's a wavelength. Art therapy creates a natural wavelength inside your mind and body and make you feel most harmonious at that moment. So whenever you do mandala, whenever you do any kind of art, you feel so harmonious within, right? So much peace within. Yeah, you feel that your internal ecosystem has beautifully bonded with the external ecosystem. But is that permanent? No. When you do it, you feel that again, when you encounter life challenges, again you'll go back and rework, rebuild, reinvent yourself and come back. So, art therapy is going to give you a framework. This is going to create a permanent bonding between mind and body. That's why it is therapy. Otherwise, it is just an art practice. Yeah. So, art is a vibration, art is an energy, and whatnot. Art is a mirror too. It shows you the reality. Yeah, how you are looking at. So there is a beautiful conversation that happens between Krishna and Draupadi. You know, Draupadi asked Krishna, "See, my husbands always tell me that you are the most beautiful woman on the earth. How do I see that beauty? Yeah, can you see yourself? What do you need? A mirror
Mirror.
or another person to tell you how beautiful you are?" So, art is a mirror. It shows you the reality. So, there might be a client who is just drawing a house, but that house speaks volumes. Yeah, the anatomy of line, the choice of colors, you know, the way the house has been put, the position of the house, the space left, the paper used, the pressure on the paper, everything matters. So it is your mirror. And art is the medium of language that you try to communicate without being cautious of external environment. That is why this classic art stands out when it comes to other forms of art. When I tell you to dance, you may look here and there. Who is watching me? You're so cautious when I tell you to sing. So, though they are effective art forms, this is a standout form for the very reason that the person who is engaged in the process will not worry about the external environment. So, this is about art. And art therapy is, as I told you, making someone feel good, important, and understood. So, there are different forms of art therapy that you will be learning in your course. That is emotional art therapy, number one. Number two, social art therapy. Number three, psychological art therapy. Number four, spiritual art. So, how is these art therapies are different from each other? So, in emotional art therapy, you will be understanding different forms of emotions and its intensity, duration, and frequency in one's life. It's very important. If someone is telling I'm so aggressive that I don't even think twice, I take impulsive decision. So art therapy help you to understand the intensity of that anger, duration of that anger, and frequency of that anger. It's very important. How often this anger is going to destroy. What is the intensity? Am I hurting myself? I'm hurting others? Is that only through my voice or through my actions? How? How long this is going to happen? Like if I am aggressive, if I am really going mad on something, is that one day, 2 days? How much do I pull in my life? How much do I carry those emotions as clouds? Okay. So this is something that we learn through emotional art therapy. What are we going to learn through social art therapy? You're going to understand the bonding and attachment with self and others. Is attachment becoming or bonding becoming a big roughage for me, where I don't know even to how to navigate through this? Holding on to burdens, holding on to a lot of guilt factors, self esteem, support system, parenting, all those aspects come in social art therapy. So, what else? Psychological art therapy. On 0 to 10 scale, how much is my quality of life? So, is that my quality of life and quality of living are two different aspects? Quality of living, I may be driving BMW, but yet I may not be happy. So, of life is more important. So, that we are going to study in psychological layer. In spiritual layer, we are going to understand how to progress in life. Now that I know this is where I stand, what next? So, how do I progress? All the progressive art therapy you are going to learn through spiritual art. You are going to learn this under four significant uh, segments. Number one is art assessment. Art analysis is number two. Number three, art therapy. Number four, art healing. So, what are you learning from art assessments? These are all explored and these are all clinically standardized art therapy that you are going to learn few tools where you are going to assess. That is, you are going to bring the logical and the rational thinking together. You are going to interpret, you are going to observe, and you are going to formulate a report which is not a standardized report. Since this is a semi projective technique, this is a competency tool where you are not supposed to generate any typed report and give your clients that you are this, because it is semi projective and it can change from time to time. Okay, right now how the client is feeling and what is the way I need to answer the client's what next question is all about art therapy. So here in art assessment, we are going to assess their baseline personalities, assess their virtues, dreams and views, their support system and their quality of life. And what is art analysis? Sometimes we need to analyze and get deeper insight of what the person is thinking, the perception of life, the career, the choice, the path I choose, where we bring integrated art therapy like mandala therapy with colors and understand the color psychology. Bring certain tests like Luce and other tests where you are going to understand their hidden and the blind areas and help the person to really notice their potential. And what are we learning in art therapy now that we know the wound? How to nurture such that we heal this wound. Directly, we are not supposed to get into art healing. I see that happening even in the reels, people started telling, use this, you will be this, and draw lines and you will recover from this disease. No, unless until you assess, you analyze, and you therapeutize, we cannot formulate or prepare an action plan related to the healing. Okay. So, healing where therapy is where you are going to find the wound and understand the nature of the wound. Healing is where you are going to heal the wound and help people learn their management skills such that they need not have to come back to you again and again. What else are we going to learn? We are going to understand the challenges in establishing yourself as a professional. So why am I introducing all this in day one? Because there's a lot of skills that you need to pick up and equip with. That's going to help you to foster your establishment. Number one is defining your profession is very big challenge in India. What are you doing? I'm an art therapist. I'm an art therapy practitioner. I'm a spiritual art therapist. That might be your designation in any of those segments. But defining what is art therapy and making them understand is going to be a roller coaster ride. Still, though it is a trend but most of the psychologists may be aware, for a common man to understand the scope and the skills that art therapy can bring in their life, it's near to think that they may not relate to your profession. That's the biggest challenge that you are going to face. Just try speaking to your own family members. They may not know what art is going to bring. Even you will face these challenges when with your clients also. When you administer art therapy, they'll just tell you without psycho education. If you just bring art therapy on the desk, they'll tell you what this art is going to repair my life. Okay, right now I'm going through so much of traumatic experience, and this lady is telling me to color yellow, right? You're going to face such issues. So you need to develop communication skills. You need to develop the art of talking to the client and art of introducing art therapy to them through psycho education. Okay. The second challenge is the absence of standardized training in India. So there is no license giving body in India that you all know, especially for art therapy. So there are a lot of things. Activities are confused against therapies. There is no proper intervention scale. There is no ethics and standardized values that is being added to this particular or the most wonderful tool. So people take up random activities and start telling that it is therapy. So there's a lot of difference between an art activity and art therapy. Just coloring yellow will not bring great change. Coloring yellow with certain affirmation, with certain, fragrance or the aroma and a music or a light music, which help them to build their vibration and which is going to pull their frequency at a larger level. That is important. That is when we call it as therapy, not just activities. Okay. So there is no, it's an absence of standardized training. So that is also one of the challenge that, ma'am, I see all this on YouTube and everything. Why should I come to you? I can do it on my own. So debriefing and how you talk, how your inquiry session, and how you involve art in your CBT sessions, in your RABT session. How do you integrate this beautiful therapeutic process? That is where your skills are. Of course, we are going to teach you all this, but in future you may have to become independent. So how do you adopt it? And number three is limited medical and psychiatry support. Till you don't find hospitals having art therapy studios for pain relief. There in UK, every hospital has art therapy section where people go whenever they feel really terrible. They go there, they involve in art, they forget, and they relax and they come back. Here, still, apart from Fortis, I think Fortis have introduced art therapy. Apart from that, few cancer research hospitals have taken the initiative, but not to that level. Okay. And you don't have psychiatry support also. Art therapy is being added as a psychotherapy recently by universities, and they also don't consider it among their conventional learning. That is also a biggest challenge that you are going to face. And conceptual and theoretical development is not happening because we are bringing Western art therapy and we are posing it to Indian population. Yeah. How do you know that, in a rural area, a 5-year-old, how will he know about maple leaf? How can this child relate to an apple? Okay. So the topics, whatever the clinical psychologists have designed, they have kept their culture, their value system. We need to Indianize it. Okay, we need to Indianize it, and then we need to propel this energy among the clients. So that is also one of the challenge that you could see, that there are cultural and value-based shifts. The psyche of Delhi is not psyche of Maharashtra, is not psyche of Bangalore. People change every 30 kilometer, people change here. So there is no one framework that we need lot of your creative inputs in composing your own tools is what I prefer. There are tools that we might give you, but how long? Who knew that pandemic is going to hit us and put us into so much of psychological trauma? Now, none of the psychological theories holds good after pandemic. So we need to really bring new theories, really bring new aspects. So administering your client with age-old art therapy framework doesn't suit. So are you ready to get up? Icha, Gnana, and Kriya, are you ready? So there should be willingness. There should be accumulation of knowledge. Okay, and there should be enough skills for you to process that knowledge. So only then art therapy can be a wonderful establishment for you as a profession. So these are all the challenges, common challenges that we face. So your course will have all these three. We will be helping you to be drashta, helping you to see your drushti, that you focus on the right points, introducing right focal points, and also the drushya, how to interpret it, how to observe. So learn observation skills and interpretation skills which are basic things. Okay. And once that is done, you will be able to relate to the client. Once you are able to relate to their clients, you'll be able to bond with them and have a wonderful and healthy therapeutical alliance. Once that is established, lot of things you will yourself going to figure it out.